Chapter 635, Poacher in Australia. It starts at the estate. We were watching TV and reading books. The doorbell rang. Me, I'll get that. I went to the door and it was the Fire Sage Enzo of the Fire Nation. Me, Fire Sage Enzo. What can we do for you? Enzo, I have a message for you from Fire Lord Zuko. He told me to give you this. He handed me an invitation. Me, you are cordially invited to the wedding of Fire Lord Zuko and Mai. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. at the Fire Nation capital. This is a huge honor, Enzo. And as ambassador of the Fire Nation, I accept. Enzo, thank you, JD. You all can come too. Me, will be there. Zuko is our friend and we helped him through so many hardships. Enzo, indeed. I will let him know at once. He vanished in a vortex of pure fire. Me, that was like a fire-style body flicker. I went back in and closed the door. Me, we just received an invite to Zuko and Mai's wedding. Lori, squeals, I'm so excited for them. Lenny, I am totes excited too. Luna, me too dudes. Me, I am too, and as ambassador of the Fire Nation it's a huge honor to attend. Luan, it sure is. It's gonna be a fiery marriage. Laughs to rimshot, get it? We laughed. Me, laughs, good one Luan. Very, that was a funny joke. Then the computer spoke. Computer, alert. Code dimension jump in progress. Me, uh-oh. We haven't had one of those in a while. We went to the computer. Me, triangulating position of wormhole. The hologram of Earth showed that the wormhole was right on top of our neighborhood. Me, it's right on top of our neighborhood. Let's go. We went out to look and we saw the vortex leave and we saw a beautiful castle in an empty lot and it had a symbol in the shape of a bird-like fairy. Me, wow. What a castle. Alicia, gasp. I know this castle. It's the castle of the guild of my favorite show and manga fairy tale. Nico, I remember that. This is so cool having fairy tale here in our dimension. Me, let's go check it out. We went into the main room and saw that it was extremely hectic. Ed, excuse me. May I have everyone's attention? All the fairy tale members look at him. I have to use the bathroom. Me, wow. This is really hectic. It's always like this. We saw a woman with white hair, blue eyes, a beautiful appearance and her power was incredible. Myra Jane, it's a pleasure to meet you all. I'm Myra Jane Strauss. Me, pleasure to meet you too, Myra Jane. I'm JD Knudsen, leader of Team Loud Phoenix Storm. Everyone stopped when they heard me say that. Myra Jane, wow. It's such an honor to have you all here in Fairy Tale. Gajeel, it sure is awesome to have the legendary Team Loud Phoenix Storm here. I'm Gajeel Red Fox, the Iron Dragon Slayer. Lucy H. My name is Lucy Heartfilia, the Celestial Wizard. Urza, I'm Urza Scarlet. It's such an honor. Laxus, I'm Laxus Dreer, the Lightning Dragon Slayer. Wendy, I'm Wendy Marvel, the Sky Dragon Slayer. Gray, I'm Gray Fullbuster, Ice Mage. Natsu, I'm Natsu Dragneel, the Fire Dragon Slayer. Kana, I'm Kana Alberona, the Card Mage. It's an honor. Levy, I'm Levy McGarden, the Script Mage. Lissana, I'm Mirajana's sister Lissana. Juvia, I'm Juvia Loxer. It's an honor to meet you all. Flare, I'm Flare Corona, the Fire Hair Mage. Mavis, I'm Mavis Vermilion, the founder of Fairy Tale. Everyone introduced themselves. Me, it's an honor to meet all of you. We introduced ourselves. Urza, it's an honor to meet you all. Me, we would like to get to know all of you more. We don't know what everyone here can do. Natsu, no problem. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Earlier in Australia, the aerial bots were flying over the land. Silverbolt, okay. Somewhere around here is a. Sees a dark orb near some trees. Dark orb. Slingshot. Well, that was easy. Sees a vortex open up far away from the dark orb. Why did I say that? Air raid. We need to check out who's coming out of that vortex. Skydive. What about the dark orb? Fireflight. I'm sure it'll still be there when we get to that spot. They left. But little did they know that someone found it. It was the infamous and notorious poacher Percival C. McLeach. McLeach, wonder what this is? Picks up dark orb. Dunno what this is, but I bet it'll make me rich. Puts it in his pocket. Well, time to continue hunting that bird. He left. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Back in the Fairy Tale Guild building, I was talking to Urza Scarlet. Me? So you are one of the strongest female wizard here in Fairy Tale? Urza, that's right. They don't call me Titania for show. Me, I can believe it. Your energy levels are amazing. I also heard from Nico that you are highly skilled in using the sword. How did you start out here? Urza, it's something I don't like to talk about. But you have a right to know. Me, what happened? Urza, sighs, my story is very dark. Urza revealed her background. The daughter of Irene Belsarian and the general of a foreign country, Urza was conceived 400 years ago, prior to the Dragon King festival, but was kept from growing in Irene's womb by magical means. She remained unborn during Irene's several hundred-year-long physical stint as a dragon, and was finally born after her mother, who regained her human shape courtesy of Ziref, tried to become a true human again by enchanting herself onto her unborn child. When this failed, Irene considered Urza to be worthless and discarded her in the back alleys of Rosemary Village. The daughter of Irene Belsarian and the general of a foreign country, Urza was conceived 400 years ago, prior to the Dragon King festival, but was kept from growing in Irene's womb by magical means. She remained unborn during Irene's several hundred-year-long physical stint as a dragon, and was finally born after her mother, who regained her human shape courtesy of Zirev, tried to become a true human again by enchanting herself onto her unborn child. When this failed, Irene considered Urza to be worthless and discarded her in the back alleys of Rosemary Village. One day in X776, Sho came up with a plan for the 11-year-old Urza and all their friends to escape from the tower. They were unfortunately caught by the guards, who decided to send the escape's mastermind to the tower's disciplinary chamber, while the rest would be deprived of food for 3 days. Seeing how fearful Sho was, Urza prepared to take the blame herself, but Jalal announced himself as the mastermind instead. However, the guards reasoned that Urza was the one responsible and sent her to the disciplinary chamber, where she was tortured to the brink of death and lost her right eye. Jalal rescued her, but was captured soon after. Finally fed up with their torment, Urza staged a revolt against their captors so they could escape and save Jalal. The revolt appeared to be successful at its inception until the tower's mages arrived to repress the slaves, causing most of the other slaves to retreat. During the attack, Urza watched in horror as her friend Simon's lower jaw was blasted off by a magical attack, while Rob sacrificed himself to defend Urza from another mage's attack. In her rage, Urza's latent magic power was activated for the first time, and she used it to turn all of the discarded weapons and tools around her against the guards, finishing the revolt. As the other slaves boarded ships meant to ensure their freedom, she reunited with Jalal, but discovered that he had changed. The kind and compassionate boy she knew him to be was suddenly twisted and violent, using magic to slaughter the defenseless guards around them. Jalal had been possessed by what he claimed to be the spirit of Ziref, and decided that the only way for them to attain true freedom was to complete the Tower of Heaven and revive Ziref. Urza refused to help him, prompting Jalal to cast her out of the tower by herself, only letting her live because she helped take care of all the guards who would have opposed him. Before letting her escape, Jalal told Urza to keep the Tower of Heaven a secret from the government, as well as to never return to the tower, threatening to destroy the tower and kill everyone in it, including their friends, if she disobeyed. After washing up on the shores of Fiori, Urza made her way to and joined the Fairy Tale Guild. She habitually began to wear armor and acted distant from the other members. After Gray, who tried picking fights with the reclusive Urza, saw her crying by herself and questioned why, she began to open up to her guildmates more. Around this time, Fairy Tale's master Makarov brought Urza to see poor Lyusica, who gave her an artificial eye to replace the one she lost. With her eye healed, Urza shed tears of joy, which only came out of her real, left eye, though Urza didn't mind as she said she had already shed half of her tears. When Myra Jane first joined the guild, Urza tried to welcome the girl and commented that she had heard about her strength. However, the takeover mage left the building without speaking a word. As the years passed, Urza became more and more strict until she could be called the guild's disciplinarian. She took responsibility for breaking up fights between Gray and Natsu. At the same time, however, she was driven to constantly fight and bicker with fellow member Myra Jane, which eventually ended after Myra Jane greatly mellowed out in the wake of her younger sister Lysina's apparent death in X782. In the year X780, Urza passed Fairy Tale's annually held S-Class Mage Promotion Trial, becoming the youngest member of the guild to do so at 15 years of age. When she was done, I was horrified. Urza had been through hell 100-fold. Me, that is horrible. Urza, I'm so sorry. You've been through just as much as my little brother has. I completely understand how you feel, and Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze has been through so much pain just as much as you have. He has had a dark past like you have, and his childhood was just as bad. If it were me, I would hunt down every single one of those guys that put you through all that and kill them for you. And send every one of them off to hell. Urza, I appreciate that, JD. But they are already dead. Me, well, whatever fate they got, they deserve every second of all that eternity suffering in the fire and darkness of hell. Urza, thank you, JD. Me, you're welcome. So you're the enforcer of Fairy Tale in a sense. Urza, that's right. That's a good way to put it, JD. My job is to maintain order here in Fairy Tale. Me, that's a hefty job, and you have a lot of your work cut out for you. But I know that feeling as well. As leader of Team Loud Phoenix Storm, I have to maintain order throughout the whole team. But we all get along really well. Urza, I can tell. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Lori was talking to Lucy Hartfilia. Lori, so Lucy, what is your story like? Lucy H. Well, Lori, I'm a celestial wizard and I use the spirits from the keys of the zodiac. Lori, that is literally amazing. Lucy H. It is. Lori, do you have anything that happened to you in particular? Lucy H. Let's see. Lucy revealed her story, and she had an interesting tale. Lucy was born in the once extremely wealthy and powerful Hartfilia family. Her father and mother were originally part of a merchant's guild called Love and Lucky, where they met. They decided to become independent when Lucy's mother, Layla, became pregnant. They chose her name when they noticed that the sign of the guild was missing the letter K, and instead read Love and Lucy. It made an impression on them, so they decided to name their daughter after it. Back in her home, Lucy shared a good relationship with the staff in the estate as well as, presumably, her mother, until she passed away when Lucy was around the age of 10 in the year X777. However, because her father was overly obsessed with his business and money, he had neglected his daughter, which eventually led her to run away from home just over a year before the beginning of the story. Lori, your father literally is a jerk. He has all the money in the world and that is all he cares about. Lucy H. My dad is such a jerk and he doesn't deserve to have me as a daughter, let alone to be a part of the Hartfilia family. Lori, you are right, Lucy. Your father doesn't have any right to call himself a father. All he ever cared about is money and his own selfish desires, and he even arranged for you to marry someone you haven't even met. If that doesn't spell extremely heartless tyrant, then I don't know what does. But if he tries anything, I will literally turn him into a human pretzel and it won't be pretty. Lucy H. Yet. But what will I do? Lori, what is it, Lucy? Lucy H. If we're here on Earth and not at home, I won't be able to pay my rent at home. I came. Me, don't worry Lucy. You can now live with us. Because you don't have to pay the rent anywhere with us. Lucy H. Gasp. Thank you so much JD. Me, you're welcome Lucy. What spirits do you have? Lucy H. I'll show you. Lucy pulled out a key and it had the symbol of Virgo the Maiden on it. Lucy H. Gate of the Maiden key. Open. A portal opened and out came a beautiful girl with pink hair, blue eyes, and she was in a French-made dress and had shackles on her arms and legs. The symbol of Virgo the Maiden appeared behind her in the background. Me, Virgo the Maiden. Virgo, JD. Knudsen of Team Loud Phoenix Storm. It's an honor to meet you. Me, pleasure to meet you too Virgo. Virgo, you too. To Lucy, are you going to punish me now milady? Me, punish you? For what? You didn't do anything wrong. Virgo, no I did when Princess first found me. Lucy H, it's a long story. Me, I'll have to hear that another time. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Back at the estate we were watching a movie. We were watching the 1990 sequel to The Rescuers, The Rescuers Down Under. It was the sequel to the movie and it was about a boy named Cody down in Australia and he was kidnapped by the notorious poacher McLeach. He was after one of the rarest birds on the planet, the great golden eagle, a critically endangered and magnificently graceful bird with feathers that shine like pure gold. The eagle's name is Marahute and she was one of the last of her kind. We saw Bernard and Ms. Bianca going out to rescue Cody. We saw McLeach fall over the falls. It was a 4,000-foot drop. Lana, what a fall. Me, that is instant death. Lainey, McLeach deserved it. Lola, go to hell. We saw Marahute get freed by Jake and Ms. Bianca and she saved Cody and Bernard and we cheered. Me, what a save. Lori, that literally was awesome. Lucy H, it sure was Lori. Lucy L, talk about in the nick of time. Nick, you said it Lucy. We saw Bernard propose to Ms. Bianca and she said yes and we cheered for them. We also heard Wilbur watching over Marahute's eggs and they hatched and one of the babies bit his hand and there was a sickening crunch. Crunch. Me, ouch. Geez that must have hurt. Lincoln, no kidding. That must have really hurt. Juvia, it sure must have hurt. Lynn, if I was on the receiving end of that it would really hurt. Lisa, an eagle's beak contains enough pounds per square inch to bite off a human limb. Me, wow. That is powerful. I would hate to imagine what would happen if that happened to me. Cliffjumper, no kidding. But that was a great movie. Me, it sure was. I've known this movie ever since I was little. Natsu, I can tell JD. Penny L, I think Cody is cute. He and I have been through the same thing. Me, but with two different events Penny. You were kidnapped because Medusa wanted to find the largest diamond in the world price $582 trillion. McLeach kidnapped Cody to get to the Great Golden Eagle. Kyan, so what happened to them was somewhat similar. Me, exactly. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. 1 hour later I was monitoring for crime when suddenly a Morse code radio transmission was detected. Me, uh-oh. It's Morse code. Let's see here. I write it down. Me, attention. Boy kidnapped in Australia. Immediate action required. Gasp. Code red. The alarm sounded and we gathered at the computer. Lori, what's going on JD? Me, the movie The Rescuers Down Under is real guys. McLeach just kidnapped Cody. Everyone gasped. Lucy L, gasp. Juvia, we have to help him. Me, and we will. Silverbolt, G1 we found a dark orb down in Australia when the dimensional vortex appeared. Me, I have a strong feeling that McLeach found it. We don't know anything about McLeach though. Let's see here. I pulled up McLeach's info and it revealed some extremely shocking information. Me? Oh man. McLeach is much worse than what we first thought. Shannon, what does it say? Me, we know he's a poacher. But he goes after extremely rare animals and sells them onto the black market for enormous amounts of money. Luan, that is an animal of all trades. Laughs, but seriously he is such a despicable man. Me, you got that right Luan. We got time because the wedding isn't till tomorrow. Let's get over there. We set out for Australia. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We arrived in Australia. We just got to the spot where we saw the dark orb only to find it gone. Sora, the dark orb's gone. Elena, McLeach must have picked it up without knowing what it really does. He must be planning to sell it on the black market. Me, we better find McLeach and get him. But he could be anywhere here in the Melbourne area. Rachel, Animorphs, I'll check him. Rachel held her head in pain. Rachel grins despite suddenly getting a cramp in her stomach. McLeach is in for a surprise. Scales began to merge with Rachel's flesh as the fingers in her left hand retracted towards her broadening palms. Her arm was deflating and pulling closer towards her body as it shortened. Then her muscles bulged before being covered with scales. Her human teeth then sank into her gums. Rachel groaned as her expanding jaw and mouth were forced open wide as though she was at the dentist's. So many sharp teeth were growing inside her jaw. Then her neck began to shorten to fit her changing body. Rachel's spine straightened in a single motion. Rachel, groaning, I think I feel my tongue changing now. Her backside tingled as her spine stretched away from her and grew a scaly green tail out of her shorts. This, in turn, caused her shorts to rip to shreds. She felt ridges race from the top of her head down her neck, down her back, and down her tail, tearing her shirt apart. The ridges then flared and sharpened. Her right hand then changed into an alligator hand just like her left one. Rachel's jaw began to push out into a snout as her skull flattened. Rachel, I think I'm almost done. Rachel's hips rotated as her feet shrank, destroying her tennis shoes. At the same time, her torso expanded. Her ears turned into alligator ears. Finally, her blonde hair disappeared into her body. This completed Rachel's transformation into an alligator. Maria pats Rachel's head. I'm sorry if that was painful for you, Rachel. Rachel, Animorphs, I'm used to it. She got the scent and we were walking while following her. Silverbolt, G1, was talking to Natsu. He looked like a supersonic Concorde jet and Natsu was riding in the cockpit. Silverbolt, hey Natsu, how did you get your abilities as a fire dragon slayer? Natsu, that is a question I haven't been asked in a long time. Natsu revealed his background. 400 years ago, Natsu was born as the younger brother of Ziref, and they lived peacefully in a small village with their parents. However, Natsu died at a young age alongside their parents, courtesy of a dragon attack. This caused Ziref to research magic and its relation to life and death, and, much later, with Ziref using his dead body, he was revived as the strongest demon, E.N.D, whose purpose was to kill Ziref. During this time, he also met Igneal, however the dragon chose not to kill him because he loved him extremely so. With Igneal as his guardian, Natsu became acquainted with Gajeel, with whom he frequently fought, Wendy, Sting and Rogue. All five of them met several times a year, when their dragon parents got together for meetings. He also had his signature scarf knitted from Igneal's molted scales by Anna. Igneal went out of his way to teach Natsu how to talk, write, and perform his own signature form of lost magic, Fire Dragon Slayer magic. Igneal ultimately chose, like 4 other dragons of that time period, to seal his damaged soul inside Natsu's body and leap 400 years into the future, recover his strength with the future's high ether nano concentrations and kill Acknowledgea. While initially thought to have been abandoned by Igneal on July 7, X777, it was actually the day and year Natsu awoke in the future, like the other 4 dragon slayers. However, when Natsu woke, He believed that Igneel had abandoned him, not knowing that he had instead opted to reside inside Natsu's body for many years to come. The departure of END from the past also gave rise to many legends about the strongest demon from Zeref's works, including his creation and leading of Tartaros, when in fact, Mardgeir happened upon E.N.D's tome and used it to unify the other Aetherius under a single cause and was the one who created Tartaros, and the fact that he was the most vile creation in Zeref's library of works. After waking up, Natsu left on a quest to find Igneel and was eventually found by the guild master of Fairy Tail, Makarov Driar. Natsu ended up joining Fairy Tail, in which he formed a close, sibling-like rivalry with Grey Fullbuster and Urza Scarlet. He was also shown to be on good terms with Lysina Strauss and Elfman Strauss not long after they arrived to the guild. One day, Natsu found an egg in the forest east of Magnolia. Thinking it to be a dragon egg, Natsu took it to the guild and asked Makarov to make it hatch, but Makarov and Urza told him that he was the only one that could make the egg hatch, through love and care. Lysina offered to help Natsu care for the egg until it hatched, to which Natsu happily accepted. The two built a shabby straw house in the park to keep the egg warm, becoming very close in the process. The next morning, Natsu discovered that the egg was missing, and began to blame several of his guild mates. After arguing with almost everyone in the guild and nearly starting a fight with Myra Jane, Elfman appeared, carrying the egg, explaining that he only wanted to help, but was too embarrassed to ask. Suddenly, the egg hatched and a blue cat with wings came out. Lysina remarked upon the sudden change in the guild's atmosphere after the cat's birth, prompting Natsu to name the cat Happy. A few years passed and Lysina partook upon an S-class job with her siblings, in which she was supposed to hunt a creature called the Beast. Natsu wished to go with her, but Elfman opposed, as he felt he should be the one to take care of his family. Lysina was accidentally killed, supposedly, by Elfman during his attempt at taking over the monster. Though Natsu forgave him, he was greatly saddened by the event. Natsu, and my past is something I don't really like to talk about. Silverbolt, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had it rough. Natsu, it's alright Silverbolt. Me, I didn't know you and Urza have a thing going on. A competition in a sense. Natsu, it's alright JD. Lola, I know how you feel Natsu. We met a lot of people that have had it rough. Natsu, that's what we heard. Lola, I can use fire as well. I got my powers because of the flame of Gabeja in Lithuanian myth. Me, most of us got our powers from gods and goddesses from all over the world. Natsu, that's amazing. Nico, it sure is. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Lucy was in the cockpit of Skydive in his McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom jet form. Fireflight, so Lucy out of all the spirits you know, who is the most difficult of them to get along with? Lucy H. Oh. That would be Aquarius. Me, Aquarius the water holder? Lucy H. Yet. She has a really rotten temper and she has an extremely foul disposition. Me, oh man. We'll have to have a talk with her when we're done here. What does she look like? Lucy H. She's a beautiful blue-hair mermaid and she has a really rotten temper and an extremely short fuse. Me. Sounds like she needs a serious attitude adjustment team loud Phoenix Storm style. Lucy H. If you can get her to stop being a meanie I would appreciate that. Fireflight. Some people are like that Lucy and they need to be reminded the hard way. Me. Ain't that the truth? Lucy I noticed something. All the spirits you have are named after the constellations of the celestial zodiac. That is so awesome. Lucy H. Thanks JD. Me. Also any mage in Fairy Tail would be perfect for you. You have looks many women would kill for. Lucy blushed. Lucy H. You really think so JD? Me. I do Lucy. I'm no matchmaker but I think you and Natsu would be perfect for each other. After this is over see if he'll give you a chance. Fireflight. Go for it Lucy. Lucy H. Well okay. By the way what's your birthday JD? Me. I know why you would ask that, Lucy. My birthday is October 14th and I am a Libra. Lucy H. Libra the scale. Me. Yep. Virgo the maiden is in late August to mid-September and Libra is in late September to mid-October. And Aquarius is in late January to mid-February. Lucy H. You sure know about the constellations and the zodiac. Me. Well, the stars tell us a lot. Fireflight. That's true. Me. Yep. The universe is always loaded with secrets just waiting to be discovered and the universe has so much to share with all of us. Lucy H. That's amazing. Me. It sure is. But what really makes me mad is that your father arranged to destroy all of Fairy Tale. Hombus Windbag. Lucy H. You got that right, JD. But I faced him with my power and told him that I'm a grown woman now and I'm old enough to make my own decisions whether he likes it or not. Me. Good for you, Lucy. You sure put him in his place. Lucy H. You got that right. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Wendy was in the cockpit of Skydive as an F-16 fighter jet. Wendy, it's so amazing up here. Skydive, it sure is. Me. Wendy, how did you become a Sky Dragon Slayer? Wendy, that is a rather interesting story. Wendy revealed her background. Born around 400 years prior to X777, Wendy was orphaned at a tender age. She was adopted and raised by Grandini. During her tenure as Grandini's child, she became affiliated with the 4 other Dragon Slayer children, and met with them several times a year when their foster parents got together for meetings, wherein she would frequently beg Natsu and Gajeel to stop fighting. Wendy, at some point after, was used as a vessel for Grandini to travel to X777 using the Eclipse Gate. After wandering around trying to locate her lost mother, Wendy ran into Mistogan, who introduced himself to her as Jalal. Mistogan allowed her to travel with him, though he was also hopelessly lost on the road. One day, Wendy heard Mistogan utter something by the name of Anima, and, shortly afterwards, he deemed it too dangerous for Wendy to travel with him further. He left her in the care of a nearby guild by the name of Kate Shelter, where she stayed until she was chosen by her guild to aid the Allied forces in their mission against the Oration Cease. Skydive. Sounds like this Oration Cease guild posed a lot of problems for you guys. Wendy, they did. Me. I can tell that Fairy Tale has had more than their share of problems. Wendy, we sure did. Me. I can tell. I take it you've read so much about all our adventures here on Earth. Wendy, we sure did. You all have done so much for Earth and have saved the universe more times than we have saved all of Magnolia from several evil guilds. Me. Boy, our achievements have spread all over the universe like wildfire. Wendy, they sure did. Me. I can tell. Skydive. I believe it. Me. What is the guild Oration Cease? Skydive. Sounds like an evil organization. Wendy, it is. The guild was created by a man who called himself Brain. He took 5 children, former slaves from the Tower of Heaven who possessed the highest magical potential there, and raised them to be members of the Oration Cease, and also made them his keys, which served the purpose of sealing his even more sinister alter ego, Zero. Altair was considered at one point to be either used for Brain's organic link magic or to be one of the Oration Cease, but Brain decided that Altair's magic was too great that it did not need to serve his purpose. Me. That is awful. What was the true goal of Oration Cease? Wendy. To destroy all magic guilds with a powerful weapon called Nirvana. Me. Nirvana? The pinnacle of spiritual energy in Buddhism? Wendy. Yes. Their goal was to retrieve the dark magic Nirvana, which was capable of turning light, good, into dark, evil. In other words, if this magic was acquired, they could turn members of good guilds against each other and bring forth total chaos. They were, however, eventually defeated by the Allied forces after initially crushing them. Me. That is horrible. Skydive. No kidding. A weapon like that would endanger everyone in the world. Me. No kidding. Wendy. but we all destroyed them and made sure they got what was coming to them. Me, well, that's a relief. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Air Raid was in his McDonnell Douglas F-15 fighter jet form and Urza was flying in her Heaven's Wheel armor. She was extremely beautiful with this armor. Me, wow. Urza, you look awesome in this armor. Urza, thanks JD. Me, you're welcome. You look like a true angel in this armor. Urza, thanks JD. Me, no problem. Air Raid, Urza, who was your most dangerous opponent you've ever faced? Me, that's what I was wondering too. Urza, that's a really good question. But from all accounts I would say that every enemy that Fairy Tail faced has been a tough and dangerous adversary. Me, wow. I can see in your eyes that you've faced a bunch of evil guilds and dangerous enemies and all kinds of evil monsters. Urza, that's right. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Slingshot was in his British Aerospace Sea Harrier fighter jet and Grey was in the cockpit. Slingshot, so Grey, I hear you like to run around in your underwear. Grey stammers, what? No, I don't. Me, oh really? Then how come I saw you in your underwear when we first met? How do you explain that, Mr. Streaker? Grey knew he was caught. Me, anyway, that's not important. What is your story, Grey? Grey, well, I have a unique past. Grey revealed his background. Grey was from a village up in the north, but the entire village was destroyed by the demon Deliura. Grey's parents were killed in the incident as well. Lion, along with Yor, a powerful ice mage who Jalal claimed could have been one of the 10 wizard saints, came investigating Deliura's destruction, and found Grey alive among the ruins. Yor took Grey in as her second student and taught him and Lion ice make magic. Grey accepted the training in order to eventually avenge his deceased parents by killing Deliura using Ur's unorthodox methods. Grey also obtained the unusual habit of stripping unconsciously from Ur's training methods. When Grey heard of Deliura's current location, he decided to challenge it, ignoring Ur and Lion's warnings. Grey collapsed from battling Deliura and woke up to see Ur battling it. Ur told him to take Lion and run. Grey carried Lion and saw that Ur had lost her leg and replaced it with ice. Suddenly, Lion woke up and tried to cast Iced Shell, but Ur stopped him by freezing him. She explained to Grey that Iced Shell was the only thing that would beat Deliura, and was surprised to know that Lion had tried to do what she planned. She then used Iced Shell, which caused her body to be destroyed. Before turning into ice, she made Grey promise to tell Lion that she died and told him to step into the future, since she would seal his darkness. The next day, Lion woke up and discovered Deliura encased in ice and Ur's sacrifice. He berated Grey for Ur's death and the two apprentices parted ways. Following Ur's advice to find strong wizards in the west, Grey arrived at Fairy Tail and asked the master for a way to reverse the effects of the iced shell. Makarov, however, told him that the only method that could possibly reverse it would kill Ur in the process, as she lived on as the ice encasing Deliura. Grey was present when Urza entered the guild, having been told by Kana that that day would be lucky for him, though he regarded it as one of the worst days of his life, having lost his wallet and fallen in ditches. Later, when Kana pointed out Urza's loner behavior and how she ignored Kana's own conversation attempts, Grey went over to talk to her, giving the excuse that he didn't like it when new members of the guild didn't introduce themselves to Grey the Great, but ended up arguing with her. He would constantly challenge Urza to battles after that, but was defeated each time. That is, until the day he found her crying by the riverside. He became flustered and refused to battle her. Upon questioning her about why she was always alone, she replied that she preferred being alone, but Grey retorted that she wouldn't be crying if that was true. Grey was also present to welcome Myra Jane, Elfman, and Lysina into the guild, happily speaking with the latter two siblings who were able to fit in more readily than their older sister. Grey was present when Natsu brought the egg from which Happy would later hatch to the guild. He suggested that they all eat it together, but was astonished when Natsu claimed the egg to be a dragon's egg, as the marks on it were akin to those made by a dragon's claw. He watched on skeptically as Lisina and Natsu decided to hatch the egg together. The next day, he was as surprised as everybody else when Natsu stormed into the guild, raging about the egg's mysterious disappearance. Gray got angry when Natsu went around accusing people randomly of having stolen the egg. But everybody calmed down when Elfman returned, revealing that he had taken the egg to help warm it up in the night. Soon afterwards, the egg hatched to reveal a winged, blue cat. After the event, everybody returned to their usual jovial mood. Me, wow. Now I can see why you and Natsu are always at each other's throats. You use ice magic and Natsu uses fire dragon slayer magic. Gray, that's right. Me, that's been one of the oldest known battles that's been raging on ever since the beginning of time. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. As we continued on we saw a cliff up ahead. Me, cliff coming up. We flew over the cliff and Cliff Jumper just drove across a cliff in vehicle mode. Cliff Jumper, that's why they call me Cliff Jumper. Me, you are awesome Cliff Jumper. We arrived at a cliff not far away from Crocodile Falls and we saw McLeach's truck. Me, there they are. Rachel closed her eyes and began to demorph. Her scales turned back into skin as the length of her arms began to increase back to their original height. Her muscles shrank as her snout pulled back into her face. Rachel's jaw reverted back to normal as her alligator teeth were replaced by her human teeth. Rachel regains her neck. It always feels refreshing to demorph back to human. Rachel's tail and ridges vanished into her body as she stood up. Her hands became human again as her skull regained its original shape. Her feet reverted back to normal and so did her torso. Finally, her blonde hair sprouted out of her head as her ears became human again, completing her morph back to human. She was still wearing her black leotard. Maria hugs a dizzy Rachel. How do you feel, Rachel? Lucy, fairy tale, do you still have some of your alligator mind? Me, she's a shapeshifter called an animorph. We can talk about that later, Lucy. I had my binoculars out and saw a sickening and horrible sight. McLeach had Cody tied and hooked onto a crane from his truck. He was using Cody as live bait for the crocodiles and a storm was coming in. Me, he's using Cody as bait for crocodiles. He's gone too far. I unsealed a case from a scroll and opened it. In it was a .40 caliber sniper rifle equipped with a laser scope. Me, here's what we do, guys. I'm going to shoot McLeach in the leg with my sniper rifle and when he's down we'll go and face him. Penny. You go and free Cody. Penny, okay. And I love him. Me, I had a feeling, Penny. You both have been through the same ordeal. I put the gun together and load a magazine full of .40 caliber bullets. I had the stand ready and I was set up. Me, cover your ears, guys. They did so. McLeach fired from his shotgun. Bang. But he missed the rope holding Cody. McLeach, blast. He reloaded. I had a laser on McLeach and had his leg caught in the crosshairs. Just as McLeach was about to pull the trigger on his gun. Me, make my day. I pulled the trigger and I fired. Bang. A bullet flew out of the rifle at 1,000 feet per second and it blew a huge hole into his left ankle. McLeach screamed in excruciating pain and threw his gun away. Me, showtime. I put my gun away and we went at McLeach and I kicked him in his face. Nico, Percival C. McLeach, you have failed this country. Venom, he sure has. Punches McLeach. Cody saw us. Cody, RDU, Australian accent, Team Loud Phoenix Storm. Me, it's a pleasure to meet you, Cody. We came to rescue you. Cody, RDU, I appreciate it, guys. Laney kicked McLeach in the face. McLeach, can't we work out some kind of deal? Marco, Animorphs, sure. You give us that orb and we give you life in prison. Very, I got it, Marco. It was in his coat. Me, good work, Very. She gave it to me and I crushed it with my bare hands and we got a massive increase in power. Urza, wow. What was that? Lucy H, that was intense. Me, it's one of our most prominent abilities. Whenever we absorb negative energy, we get a massive increase in power. Our bodies allow us to convert it into positive energy and it makes us more powerful. Natsu, that's awesome. Gray, I like it. McLeach, I'll get that bird if it's the last thing I do. If anyone was paying close attention to him, they would have seen his eyes turn yellow for a split second. Me, you will never get Marafiut. Not if we have anything to say about it. Lana, wait. Look. We saw a pitch black smoke come out of McLeach. Natsu, guys, why is there smoke coming out of McLeach? Cliffjumper, that's not smoke. It's darkness. Kick back, McLeach is starting to become a heartless. Sora, we faced these monsters all the time, guys. Urza, that's what I heard. Venom, webs McLeach up, have a nice trip. See you next fall. Throws McLeach into river. Me, I hope he likes getting a long trip downstream. Suddenly a massive crocodile heartless appeared from the river. Me, what is that heartless? Sora, it's called a crocodilus. Me, he sure is a nasty gator. Let's power up. We did so and transformed and powered up and transformed. I punched the crocodilus in the snout and fired a powerful blast of energy at it and it exploded. Krabuhuam. Nico punched it in the stomach and kicked it in the snout. Nico, Nuova Star. He fired a powerful ball of fire and at him and exploded in a huge pillar of pure fire. Edzilla, Ed Smash Gator. Stomps on Crocodilus. Me, let's finish him with our combos. Urza, you got it, JD. Silverbolt, G1, let's get him. Natsu, Fire Dragon Roar. Natsu fired a powerful blast of fire from his mouth and Silverbolt fired a blast of electromagnetic energy from his nose cone. Natsu and Silverbolt, Firestorm Laser Death Ray. The blasts combined and turned Natsu's fire into a powerful death ray of pure fire and it hit Crocodilus and exploded. Kraboom. Gajeel, Iron Dragon Roar. Gajeel fired a massive blast of metal from his mouth and Slingshot fired a powerful neutron blast. Gajeel and Slingshot, Atomic Shrapnel Burst. The blasts combined and turned into a massive energy wave of pure metallic fire and it hit the Crocodilus and sent him crashing into the rock cliff with devastating force. Lucy H, Gate of the Heavenly Scale, open. Lucy summoned Libra and the symbol of Libra the scale appeared in the background. Libra, what is thy bidding, Lucy? Lucy H, let's use a combo on that monster Libra. Libra, you got it. Skydive, let's do it. Skydive went flying at 1,400 miles per hour and Libra fired a powerful blast of gravity. Skydive and Libra, Supersonic Sonic Boom Gravity Crusher. Libra's gravity sent the Crocodilus flying and Skydive's Sonic Boom crashed into it and sent him into the air. Lenny, let's totes get him Cliffjumper. Cliffjumper, you got it, Lenny. Lenny fired a gravity laser and Cliffjumper fired multiple missiles of glass gas. Lenny and Cliffjumper, Gravity Glass Smasher. The missiles exploded and turned all of Crocodilus' armor into glass and Lenny's gravity laser hit him and exploded. Kraboom. Elena, our turn. Kickback, you got it, Elena. Elena fired a barrage of lightning and Kickback fired multiple missiles. Elena and Kickback, lightning missile rain. The missiles and lightning hit the Crocodilus all over and exploded. Gray, Ice Make Unlimited, one-sided chaotic dance. Gray created a large number of big ice swords, which he commanded to attack Crocodilus. Fireflight fired a fire fog missile. Gray and Fireflight, Ice Age Sword Fog Skewer. The fire fog missiles created a fog that obscured Crocodilus' vision and Gray's attack skewered him in multiple spots all at once. Urza equipped into her Flame Empress armor. Me, wow. Urza, Flame Empress's soaring fire blade. While equipped with the Flame Empress armor, Urzus used her flaming blade and quickly rose in an uppercut spiral fashion. Air Raid fired his 80,000 psi torque gun. Urza and Air Raid. Hypersonic Inferno Firestorm. The blasts combined and turned into a massive tornado of pure fire that incinerated the Crocodilus. Silverbolt, Aerial Bots, merge into Soup Ryan. They did so and punched Crocodilus with devastating force and speed. Soup Ryan, Crocodilus bites him on the leg that tickles. Shoots it with electrostatic discharger rifle. Outback fired a laser blaster from a gun in his vehicle form and it burned the Crocodilus. Me. Now to finish him off with our final smashes. Rachel, Animorphs, you got it, JD. I'll start. Rachel turned into a bear. Rachel, Animorph Circe's Claw Slash. I turned into a Zidanian Inferno Beast and fired a massive blast of fire at the Crocodilus. Rachel slashed the Crocodilus at a ferocious pace with her claws. Lucy H. It's my turn. Lucy opened all 12 gates of the Celestial Spirits. Lucy H. Celestial Zodiac Super Laser. She fired a powerful energy blast and the 12 spirits of the Zodiac fired a focused energy laser from 12 points and the blasts converged and combined and fired as a massive blast of energy and they hit the Crocodilus and exploded with unbelievable power. Crab. The Crocodilus was completely obliterated in an instant. We cheered wildly. Penny climbed down the rope of the crane. Me, oh man. Hold on. I went to the controls for the crane and Lincoln used his lightning powers to start it up and I moved the crane over to dry land and Penny took Cody off the hook and he landed on the ground. Vince untied him. Vince, are you alright, Cody? Cody, RDU, thanks to all of you guys. You all were so awesome. Me, thanks Cody. Penny and Cody looked at each other and they were instantly smitten. They were in love with each other now. Almost instantly they became boyfriend and girlfriend. Cody, RDU, let's free Marafiot. We did so and she got out. Gajeel, you and that bird really got close. Hi, Cody. Cody, RDU, yep. Marafiot may be an animal but she has a heart like the rest of us. The only reason that an animal isn't like the rest of us is if its heart is full of darkness. Like McLeach. He fell deeper into darkness thanks to the Dark Orb. That's why he lost his heart. If you have no heart, then you don't have friends. Me, very wise words. Cody, RDU, where's that poacher? Me, he's heading over the falls. Let's go see. We went to the edge of the waterfall on a rock and we saw McLeach go over the edge of the fall. McLeach, we saw McLeach fall to his death. A 4,000-foot fall. He was killed instantly. Me, that is instant death. Lainey, there's absolutely no way anyone could survive a fall like that. Lucy, he's in hell now and he deserves to spend the rest of eternity there. Shannon, yep. Me, burn in hell, McLeach. Urza, McLeach was a truly honorless slime ball. Me, you said it, Urza. Lucy, can you summon Aquarius? I know you're scared of her but let me talk to her. Lucy H. Well, okay. Gate of the Water Bearer, open. Out of a vortex of water arose Aquarius the Water Bearer. Aquarius, what meaningless task did you summon me for, Lucy? Me, to talk to me. Aquarius saw me. Aquarius, JD. Knudsen of Team Loud Phoenix Storm. It's an honor. Lucy called me for this. Me, that's right. Aquarius, you are dead, bimbo. I stepped in front of her and looked into Aquarius' eyes as my eyes glowed red with righteous fury. Me, menacingly, quiet. Aquarius backed off in fear. Me, Aquarius, I don't know what your deal is with Lucy, but you have an extremely out of control temper that has caused some serious problems and it has to stop now. Lori, that's right. You literally need to treat Lucy with love and respect. Look at her. Lucy was shaking in fear because of Aquarius. Me, see? Your temper causes even Lucy to be scared of you. Aquarius, I know what you are doing and I do have a rotten temper. But I love Lucy with my heart. She and I are close. Me, I can tell. But you need to be a lot nicer and friendlier to her. Do it for her and show her you care and show her that you have good in your heart. Aquarius began to realize that I was right and she went up to Lucy and hugged her. She broke down crying and she begged Lucy for forgiveness. Lucy did forgive her. But Aquarius told her that she can't help herself. But regardless, Lucy doesn't care about that. Me, come on guys. Let's get Cody home. Everyone agreed. We did so. At Ayers Rock, as the moons were in the sky, we saw Cody's house by Ayers Rock. Me, is that your house, Cody? Cody, RDU it is. We landed and we saw Cody's mom crying hard. She thinks that her own son is dead. Cody, RDU mom? Cody's mom saw him alive and well and she gasped. Cody's mom, Australian accent, Cody? She had tears of joy and she ran over. Cody's mom, Cody. They hugged and cried joyously. She was so happy to have him back. We told her everything that went down. Cody's mom, you all saved Cody and killed McLeach? Me, that's right. McLeach kidnapped Cody to try and get the last of the great golden eagles, Marahued here. But we sent McLeach falling over Crocodile Falls to his death. Cody, RDU that's right. Laney, he wanted to get rich. His goal was to get Marahued to sell onto the black market. But we killed him and ended his miserable life for good. Lana, and I now have Joanna as a friend and as a pet. Lola, that's cool Lana. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We raided McLeach's home and freed all the animals he caught and we found a Slowbro and Magneton and Nico caught them. We also kept his taxidermy as trophies. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The next day it was time for the wedding of Zuko and Mai. We were all dressed in red for this occasion and I had a Fire Nation medal on that showed that I am the ambassador of the Fire Nation from Gotham Royal York. The Fire Sage then pronounced Zuko and Mai as husband and wife. They kissed and we cheered for them. We firebend and created a phoenix in the sky and it showed the power of love that rose from the fire. Me, I'm so happy for the both of you Zuko, Mai. Zuko, thanks JD. Thank you for all for coming to our wedding. Lori, it was literally our pleasure. I got a call on my cell phone. Me, answers, hello? Lana, JD it's Lana. Me, what is it Lana? Lana, Katara has gone into labor. Me, gasp. It's time? We'll be right over. Hangs up, guys. The baby is coming. Very, Katara's baby is coming. Lainey, we have to get over there. Me, let's go. We rushed over to the hospital in Gotham Royal York. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In the delivery room Katara was screaming in pain as she was delivering her baby. Lady Tsunade was delivering her baby. Lady Tsunade, one more push Katara. Aang was with her. Katara, AANG, when I get my hands on you, you'll wish that Azula's lightning killed you back in BA Sing SC. We were waiting in the waiting room. Me, boy it sounds like the labor pains are bad. Juvia, no kidding. Me, yet. Juvia, how did your story come into being? Juvia, it's something I don't like to talk about. Before I became a part of Fairy Tail, I was a part of a guild called Phantom Lord. Juvia revealed her background. She was born in the year X767, and spent her childhood shunned by the other children for constantly making it rain around her. She took up making Terra Bozo dolls in an attempt to make it stop raining, but it only served to make the other children tease her even more. As she grew older, she would overhear other people commenting on the gloominess of the rain around her, making her feel increasingly depressed. At one point in her life she was in a relationship with Bora, but he broke up with her because he couldn't stand the rain. Eventually, she was accepted into the Phantom Lord Guild, noting that it was the first time anyone had accepted her, and formed a quarter of the guild's elite mage team. Element 4. Me? That's sad. Juvia? Yes it was. I should have never joined Phantom Lord to begin with. Me? I'm glad you found the light at the end of the tunnel when Phantom Lord was killed. Juvia? Yes it is. Katara came out in a wheelchair being pushed by Aang, and in Katara's arms was a beautiful baby girl with brown hair and blue eyes. Me? Oh Katara, she's adorable. Naruto? She sure is. Zuko? Congratulations Katara. Katara? Thank you Zuko. Toph? What are you gonna call her? Katara? Her name is Kia. After my mother. Aang? It's a perfect name for her. Lin? I think it's a cute name. Me too. Congratulations you guys. Aang? Thanks JD. Lucy H. To the viewers, never mess with the rights of animals or the magical power of Fairy Tail Guild, and Team Loud Phoenix Storm will hunt you down. We went back home to the estate. Natsu and Lucy started dating and they were now in love. Cody and his mom live in the estate. The end. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Another fanfiction complete. Fairy Tail is an awesome show. I like the magic and the powers they all have. Fairy Tail is a really awesome show. Urza Scarlet, Wendy Marvel, and Lucy Hardfilia are my favorite characters in that show. It's like a combination of Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and Naruto. The Rescuers Down Under is an awesome movie from the year 1990, and I've known that movie since I was a little kid. It was so awesome and everyone in that movie did a really great job back then. Nico-chan 11 gave me the ideas for this one. Thanks man as usual. I created the Heartless in this one. Let me know what you all think. See you all next time. Fairy Tail is owned by Hiro Mashima and Funimation.